All right, so just heading down to the park by the beach to do my first ever session out of blocks. I've just finished watching Jack Darcy's block start tutorial, so I'm not reacting to anything today. I just want to get in a bunch of practice reps, just try to get the technique of the first couple of steps out of the blocks down as much as possible. So the main takeaways I had from Jack Darcy's video in terms of the setup is like not being too rigid with the 1 foot, 2 foot spacing. So from the starting line, 1 foot spacing to the first block and then 2 foot spacing to the second block is the classic setup, but just being flexible with that, like just using it as a starting point. Same as I guess that guide where people just get you to do a jump to find your deadlift starting position or foot width. Anyway, so get the block set up. You want full foot contact on the block. So starting with like a lower block angle makes the full foot contact easier, and prioritizing that over a more aggressive block height. It's just like as you get better, you might be able to get a little bit steeper. Making sure that my shoulders are right over my hands in that starting position. Maintaining a posterior tilt to the pelvis when you're getting set up. You don't want to arch your back and go into extension too much and lose a lot of that power in your first couple of steps. Knees in line with elbows, and then just finding a balance on that first step. So I don't know, I've been disappointed at the lack of projection or momentum I get from the first step, but Jack was really hammering home just the importance of finding a balance between speed and power on that first step. So I think I've probably been expecting too much projection for how shit of a sprinter I am. Like, good sprinters don't get projection on the first step because they put everything into as powerful of a step as possible. They just happen to be that powerful and that fast at the same time. So I still need to work on that balance and, like I said, just sort of see what happens, focusing on doing the right thing rather than just imitating elite sprinters where I don't share their physical qualities or experience level. Okay, so these are my grass spikes. Obviously my goal is to, like, I'm not gonna run sub 12 on grass, but these are gonna be the ones I get the most practice on. Because I went to the track yesterday, so I can't just head straight back there. Then I've just got this to elevate my tripod a little bit because the GoPro tripod's tiny. Got these to secure my blocks into the ground. Got this to stay hydrated, but got some really nice views today. And yeah, let's see how we can get this block start looking. I'm keen to compare the first couple of reps to my last couple of reps and just see what the visual differences are. I'm not going to show you the warm-up because that would be pretty boring. You've already seen enough of me marching on YouTube this week, so just imagine me doing some of that and then I'll cut to my first warm-up rep in the blocks. I mean, I'm just going to be flexible with the starting line, so obviously I don't have to worry too much about like the 1 foot, 2 foot thing. I'm also just going to go with the adjustments. I'm just going to go with the settings in terms of how far apart these are based off my brother, and then I don't know, I just need some practice reps so I even know like how I want them to feel. And then I'll know what changes I might want to make, if any. Okay, so first one, we're just trying to get full foot contact with this. Shoulders over hands, knees in line with elbows. And then balance between speed and power on the first step, all right. Because that was the thing, so in my races, I had no idea whether you were meant to get your full foot on it or not, so that's gonna be different. So, and apparently like this spacing is sort of like a comfort thing. I think this gives you more space. This tightens things up a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna give myself a bit more space with that in mind. Staying flexed, actually, yeah, how the fuck do you get your whole foot pushed into the block? He said it's not meant to be comfy. It's definitely not. Fuck, there's people watching. All right, let's just rip it. Okay, so wait. I have no idea what even happened there, so I'm just gonna get straight back in there. I mean, it didn't feel heinous. It was definitely the best block start of my life. I got some little skid marks in front of my blocks. Got that low heel recovery that everyone fetishizes. One thing I definitely felt as soon as I got my hips up, felt like my shoulders went in front of my hands. So like, I feel like I either need to find a way to stay loaded in my hips more. Maybe I'll just give myself a little bit more space. I got my shoulders over hands. I'll be curious to watch it back and see if my knees are in line with my elbows. I don't feel comfy up on my fingers, actually. I need to get, everyone does fingers. Okay, knees in line with elbows. There we go. Full foot on the block. tell you what, the thing about early acceleration work in your first few steps, it's over so fast. Like in a squat, you have so much time. Even in the Olympic lifts, it just feels like you have so much more time. It's like a couple of seconds gone, you're already on your fucking 10th step. I'm just gonna do another 2 back to back. I feel like people were really saying like higher block made it hard, but I feel like for the back leg, that's gonna help with the full foot contact. Might come up 1 here. Okay, so there's my imaginary starting line. Take your hands out a little bit wider. Okay, that was the first one that's felt noticeably different and also felt better than the others. I felt like I just spent an extra moment after I felt like I had everything lined up in terms of shoulders over hands. I got my knees in line with the elbows as far as I could tell. I'd be curious to watch it back. And then I was also able to think about just staying a little bit hunched, because I think like I do an okay job in my 3-point starts of getting a little bit sort of in that slouchy position, but I think as soon as I push, I just open up again. So I want to stay a little bit closed through my first couple of steps. But yeah, I felt like I got smooth. Hopefully I look back, maybe I did get some projection. All right, let's just stack another 2 together. What I like about these is, like, yeah, I'm meant to have ample rest when you're doing any form of like power or speed training, but because these are so short, I can stack a bunch of them into like relatively small intervals. Because when you don't have training partners, it's the wait times that sabotages my speed training at least. I tell you what, I'm having a blast. Like, this is really fun. Just breaking down the race segment by segment. Gonna get me a sub 12 performance this summer. Okay, so posterior tilt, push into the blocks. Maybe I overflexed my spine and it created too much room to bring the leg through. I think we're almost up to our 10th rep. It's definitely not this one, but within the next few, so compare first to 10th. Oh, sorry, I'm thinking about 10th lifetime. Obviously I do have footage of my first block start, but not a particularly good angle. All right, so give myself a bit more space, like feel the blocks. Okay, pack myself in. I like that. Got my little skiddies along the ground. I know you're not meant to aim for those, but I just think it's good auditory feedback to make sure it's like you're definitely not having low recovery issues if you toe drag it. Like obviously, like yeah, you shouldn't be doing that too deliberately. Like obviously that can slow you down, but just a little bit of that. Okay, that was nice. So obviously it would be really lovely if the ones that I think are good, obviously I'm not measuring the times, but hopefully the ones that I feel like are good are the ones that I look back on and I like the look of. I'm doing way too many steps. I'm going like 15 meters on every single rep because I just want to keep feeling it. Like, I feel like I can't tell if I've done a good job till like 5 steps later, but that's bullshit. Just, okay, we've gone 5 steps. 5-step limit. Okay, so let's focus on, let's try to be extra quick. Let's see how that impacts things. Focusing on speed, not power on that first step. And hopefully it just ends up not being too short. So get in the fingers. Posterior tilt. All right, felt my lower abs. Okay. Knees are in line with elbows pretty much. Let's get the shoulders over hands. I think we finally overdid the toe drag. I felt like I was really getting caught up on the ground there, but maybe it's just because I got a bit of a ditch in front of me now. Okay, let me see if I can smooth that out. I did too many steps again as well. Okay, 5 steps. I overcorrected, and I don't think I managed to do good. I don't think I did a good job of focusing on the speed either. I reckon I got about, okay, let me just take a rest. I'll probably get in more effort. Like, I feel like I don't need optimized recovery times because again, so much of this is just exposure to repetition at this stage. But obviously I'm gonna have to start getting more disciplined pretty quick about my rest times on these type of activities. Okay, posterior tilt. Okay, just felt a light hip flexor strain, so just leaving it there. Hip flexors were a bit toast already coming into this session. So, just make the responsible choice. Having fun, but I need to do more work on going to bed earlier and eating better so my body rewards me with more hard training. All right, thanks for coming on the journey. That was my first ever block session. Hope you guys got something out of it. Like I say, if you want a program that can help you and assist you with your goals, whether it's this sort of training, whether you just want to be stronger in your grappling contests, more physically prepared for whatever events you're getting up to or whatever life throws at you, get a free week of training from the notes below. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the video.